welcome to Gemstone Tarot weekend reading for the 18th and the 19th. It's like I'm allergic to time. The 18th and the 19th of... Is the ones I'm going to use? Yeah, go on then. 18th and 19th of July 2026. That's the hard bit over. What are you up to this weekend? Oh, we have someone walking up the street. She's coordinated. She's dressed in tan coloured trousers, dark brown sleeveless top. It's another university parent clearing out a house. That's all that happens now. Always good as well, because a lot of the students just tip everything out onto the street and leave. That's fun. What did we have? We had a very clean and new barbecue that was left on the street. Then the bottom of a freezer drawer full of cherries. That's quite random. And some fluffy glittery slippers, among other things. Oof. Okay, what do we need to know for the weekend? First of all, you're going to tell me what you're up to. Then you're going to tell me what you're going to have for breakfast. I may have scrambled eggs with mushrooms for mine. I'm trying to be good and eat protein, which is very difficult, actually. It's hard work eating protein. Oh God, there's such a lot going on at the moment with the old Mercury retrograde and that Eight of Cups that will not quit. Okay, good, good. I'm going to need both of you. Right, how do I do that? Flip that. At the top of the deck we have the Queen of Wands. And that's our kind of sassy energy. It's our, you know, see if I don't type energy. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles, Venus in Virgo. And that's also a very, it's not quite as kind of sassy and diva-like energy. This is more the energy of being calm, because this is what you've built. You know, it's always placed in a kind of a garden, the Nine of Pentacles. This is what you've built. This is your life so far. These are the skills you have. This is what you've quietly accumulated for yourself. This is the knowledge and the wisdom that you have, which you're going to probably need. Just saying. I think the only... No, we do have another major arcana. We have two major arcanas bookending this. The first one is the High Priest. When we get the High Priest, sometimes it's invoking Chiron, the wounded healer. So that has to do with kind of historical life patterns, ancestral stuff. It's like your core wound, you know, and this has come up quite a lot in a lot of readings. And there's something... Probably as Mercury, you know, revs backwards into its final week, and then we have the shadow period, it does that thing, like I say, it kicks the door on the way out, but it's kind of kicking the door open on the way out and saying, are you with me? You know, like they do in Jerry Maguire, when only Renée Zellweger stands up, you know? It may only be you that stands up. Are you with me? You're saying to whoever it is you're saying it to, because we then have the Five of Cups, which is a card of loss and desolation and also grief, and facing the fact that these cups are turned over, in this case broken. You know, the two cups do remain behind, but there's a lot of rubble. You're like, yep, there's a lot of rubble. I do also like 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I've got allergies at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's an archway. Love me an archway, and I'd never noticed it before. Some of the wall has fallen down, some of the cups are down, but there is an archway, and there are two cups that remain that kind of lead out to the archway. Love always finds a way. Okay? But just as we were starting to feel warm and fuzzy, the Eight of Cups. It's like, okay, now we've got 8 cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they're all there. We've got 8 cups. We've got somebody getting out of Dodge and not looking back. And I feel like because the Eight of Cups came up in nearly all the July readings, and also it's been coming up in love readings. God, the cat's just made holes in my trousers. It's come up in love readings, and it's come up in collective readings, just come up in daily readings. It's just coming up a lot. It's the Eight of Cups. It's like no one puts the Eight of Cups in the corner. I want to do the dance where I get held up and go like that and then tip over. Eight of Cups is, well, I'll show you on the other camera if I can. Let's have a look. Okay. Let's just go like this. I didn't get much of a biddly bop. I need to fix that, I think. Yeah, you can kind of see it here. So we've got our wisdom that is much, much needed. And this is kind of our higher self that we're dealing with here as well. Not the self that makes everyday decisions, but the self that kind of built the garden in the Nine of Pentacles that we had at the beginning. It's like you have hidden depths that you can deal with this. You may not initially want to do what needs to be done, but you'll realise it needs to be done. Okay? Eight of Cups, of course, Saturn in Pisces. Pisces, the hey, follow your heart, I follow my feelings, I drink from the cup too often. And Saturn going, yeah, I don't think so. You know, get your velvet cape on, love, you've pulled. Okay, we're off ski. Jog on, let's go. Then we have the Three of Pentacles, and we're kind of rebuilding something here. And this is very 3D, it's very, are we on the same page? It's almost, what can we rescue from this? Especially when we look at the Five of Cups, which I'll hold up, and we've lost that rubble on the wall, you know, and it's a lovely dry stone wall. You know, I love a dry stone wall. So there's something here about rebuilding, maybe with others, maybe with friends, maybe with a therapist, whatever it is, rebuilding this gig, okay? And then, oh, Fortuna. Fortune favours the brave, the Wheel of Fortune. What this does, it doesn't mean everything will be great or that you're going to get everything you want. What it does is it puts you in the running. You're in the running for the Wheel of Fortune. You're there, you know, you're around and about. And I'm just looking for, gosh, it's so hot in here. Just looking for oracle cards. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to use the Ocean Oracle. Partly because I just really like the back of them. They're so pretty, aren't they? Let's have a couple of oracle cards. Don't forget to check out Gem Stars. There is, I think there's a love reading. I think you can sort of binge the back catalogue actually anyway. But there's a love reading, there's pick a card readings, there's all sorts out on there. There should be a join button below. There may not be. You can find a join link in the description box. Come and join us. I knew we were going to get this. I knew we were going to get this. We get the archway, transition, and there it is, but you find it where the grief is. I know, isn't life an absolute biatch about that? Why can't it just be you find it where the bloody sweets are? And you're like, you eat all the sweets and then you find it. Oof, yeah, the storm, sudden changes. Mercury has a few more things to offer us before it leaves the party. Oh, good. That's exactly what you want in a storm, though, isn't it? The lighthouse. You will get guidance to guide you through the archway, the transition. Like we said before, transitions are not sweet and tidy. Transitions are generally difficult and messy, and this one is no exception. But I think if you're, you know, fortune favours the brave, if you're willing to get your emotional hands dirty, the universe rewards you. There you go. There's the weekend reading. Everything you need is in the description box, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.